kidding you. It's the 21st, and of course, Eric is up and Adam early in the morning. Where's my chat window, man? There is no chat window. Where are you? There you are. Had to bring you out of hibernation. The chat window is back. Good morning, Eric. Dandy to see you today. Hopefully everything's going well. Hopefully you've got a good week going ahead of you. Craziness going on, right? Today our Illy Coffee's all wrapped up in our Wyoming cup. Matched our nice Wyoming Buffalo t-shirt. If you wonder what that 307 is, that's the Wyoming area code. Good morning, Alex. A dandy day. I don't know what today brings. It was nice yesterday up here in Northern Virginia. It's very foggy, groggy, and cloudy, and wet and rainy. I don't know, rainy, but definitely foggy and misty out right now. It's gonna be one of those days, I think. Midweek, got the hump day. Rainier, good morning. Gotta wait for your comment to come across. Make it into the chat bot. We can throw it up on the screen. And D is here too. Good morning, D. Good to see you up and Adam early in the morning. Oh man. Wow. Tired today. I'm going to tell you that much. Week is taking a toll on me. Is week taking a toll on you guys? It's midweek, but we're rolling through it. 3 big stories today. Well, 3, I won't say big. 3 medium-sized stories. 3 snack-sized stories. 3 Halloween snack bar-sized stories for you today. Morning. Dee's saying she's not Adam. She's not Adam. She's just up, but she's not Adam. Yeah, welcome. It's a good morning. Getting everybody spun up and wrapped in. If you guys don't know, maybe you guys do. If you don't know, there's a podcast. The same show. We take the audio only version, throw it in a podcast, put it out there on all your favorite podcast places. iTunes, Amazon, I think it's on Spotify. It's a bunch of them. It goes out every morning at 9 o'clock. It hits the distribution channels. I don't know what time they pick them up. They pick them up different times during the day, but sometime during the day, this will be out in audio-only format out on the podcast world. But today what we got Microsoft. Microsoft, we talked about Microsoft, I think, had to be last week. Microsoft working with some other vendors to kind of hobble TrickBot, slow it down some. They're back in the news, same story, but they say they actually did more. They did more damage to TrickBot, and maybe really did some serious damage to it. So that's the TrickBot. We'll be talking about TrickBot. NSA is saying they've got a list of 25 vulnerabilities you got to fix to keep the Chinese out. Keep the Chinese, they called them by name. Keep the Chinese out of your network. Make sure you at least get these 25 things patched. Top 25 vulnerabilities the Chinese are using. And then, just when you think the ransomware guys are all bad, they donate money to charity. Oh man. So dark side, and when they get a ransom for several $1 million, they've taken $20,000 and donated to charity. We'll talk about that this morning. Those are 3 big articles. Talk about the holiday, your weird holiday of the day. What day is it today? I'm happy about the day. I'll keep it a secret until the end, because it's a good holiday. I'm gonna say yes. We can do this all day, Captain A. Captain A is saying we can do this all day. I'm gonna say let's get into the news. tell you what's going. Tell you guys all about what's going on. Let me I've got to do some rearranging over here, real quick, like before I move stuff in. Let's jump into the news. Still didn't get everything organized the way it should be. Got to be able to see this YouTube window, because that way I'll know if my chats aren't coming through. Haven't really had that problem since we went away from Restream. We used Restream to try to push out to Facebook and Twitch and YouTube at the same time. It just didn't work. Messed the chats all up. That's just, that's the way of the world, I guess. So Microsoft, you're first up into the hopper. You're the first one we're going to talk about this morning. Microsoft in the news doing, I think this week, it's only Wednesday. Let's not get crazy, but it's only Wednesday. We think we talked about Microsoft every day so far this week. Let's see if they can round out the week. We might have to hunt for stories tomorrow and Friday. Think about that. Tomorrow is Friday Eve, guys. Just mere moments away from the weekend. So we're racing down today about noontime. You can say, guys, we're racing down the other side of the hill. We're heading for the weekend. So Microsoft's in the news. This is an October 20 story. Yesterday afternoon, technology news from Reuters. I think this one is from. Yeah, Reuters International. Let's fix our window a little bit there. Get that schedule just squared away in there. Get it fitting in the window, right? So Microsoft disables most of cybercriminals' control over a massive computer network. There they are right there. Look at those guys on their phones. Think they got iPhones? Think those guys at Microsoft are checking their iPhones out? Don't know. We'll see. San Francisco, Reuters News. Microsoft Corporation said on Tuesday it has disabled more than 90% of the machines used by a gang of Russian-speaking cybercriminals to control a massive network of computers with potential to disrupt the U.S. election. Obviously, there's a ton of people focused on this election. This election is coming up. You got to vote. Doesn't matter to me what side you vote for. You got to go out and vote. Make your voice heard. Can't complain if you don't vote, guys. Get out there and vote. Personally, I'm not going to follow party lines. I don't follow the red or the blue side. They both have some serious issues they need to deal with and start working for the people they actually work for, which is the populace. The U.S. citizens are who they work for, and it seems like they've forgotten that, both sides. So aided by a series of U.S. court orders and relationships with technology providers in other countries, Microsoft said its week-long campaign against the gang running the TrickBot network was headed off a possible disruption of the November 3rd U.S. vote. Vice President Tom Burt was talking in an interview. We've taken down most of their infrastructure. Their ability to go and infect targets has been significantly reduced. This is definitely a different story than the last one. The last story, they just said they took essentially the DNS controllers down and the command and control servers down, but they figured TrickBot was going to just restore itself to another location. Criminals in charge of the TrickBot have infected more than 1 million personal computers, including many inside local governments, according to cybersecurity professionals that are unnamed here. Although there's no evidence the gang has worked with foreign governments, Burt said he wanted to disrupt TrickBot before the election in case Russian agency attempted to use it to interfere with voting or cast doubt on the results by manipulating data. Definitely something they would do. Mark Arena, who's Intel 471's chief executive, disruption operations against TrickBot are currently global in nature and have had success against TrickBot's infrastructure. Regardless, there are still a small number of working controllers based in Brazil, Colombia, Indonesia, Kyrgyzstan, that are still able to respond. Yeah, so they've hobbled it. They've definitely taken the network down quite a bit. I know this is gonna piss the operators off. Last time, when they just disrupted them a little bit, there was a lot of chatter on the Russian channels. Then I think probably NSA was listening to them. A lot of chatter saying they're going to increase the ransomware from 10% to 100 to 150% of revenue of the companies that have been attacked. I don't know if this is going to cause that chatter to go up again. I don't know if the Russians will start talking about it. It's fairly obvious. Yeah, I think it's very substantial that these TrickBot folks are tied to Russian actors, maybe APTs, but they haven't actually made that direct connection. The language of choice for them is Russian, so we're assuming they're Russian. The TrickBot gang is now asking other malware groups to install its software. Arena and others said it's expected to rebuild its infrastructure in other ways. So they think it's going to come back, but they definitely say they've done some damage. This is definitely a different story than the story earlier, where they were not very optimistic about what they had done as far as damage to the TrickBot network. This one, they're definitely pointing they've done a lot more damage to the network. So I wonder if the earlier one, they didn't talk a lot about it because they knew this was a follow-up campaign that was undergoing its activities globally. It looks like globally. It looks like a bunch of people together to take these guys on. So yeah, TrickBot. I think we got to do something with this ransomware. It's got to be a way out, because right now these guys, if they attack a network, if they can get in, and they're able to do their attack, it's pretty bad. I don't know how you recover, because it's not just the normal recovery like early ransomware. If you had backups, if you had good backups offline, you could just recover. You didn't care about the encryption. Just recover your data and go back to work. Definitely tested a lot of people's disaster recovery and continuity of operations environments. But the second part, where they steal the data and have the opportunity to post it, that's that two-pronged attack, man. That's the one that's dangerous. So good on you, Microsoft. Way to go. Way to take down TrickBot. Take it off the network. Get it gone. Get it gone. Oh, number 2, National Security Agency. Our friends at the NSA. People call them the fort. Up at the fort. Hear people talk about that. And I think, there's been a lot of debate about, back channel names of these organizations. The two I like to, always argue about is the fort, which is these guys, the fort, NSA, and then the company, which most people agree is CIA, but there's some talk back and forth. I've heard a lot of people debate that. NSA reveals top 25 vulnerabilities exploited by Chinese nation-state hackers. It's important. Think about this. These are APT folks. We're worried about APTs, which we all, if you're an organization, if you're doing security for an organization, small or large, you should be worried about nation-state. If you're doing government work for the government in any way, shape, or form, DoD, Intel, the normal government, and then it's APTs, nation-states, what you should be worried about as well. The National Security Agency today published a list of the top 25 publicly known vulnerabilities most often scanned for and targeted by state-sponsored attackers out of China. Going to say China state-sponsored activity is one of the greatest threats to U.S. national security. The U.S. Defense Industrial Base and the Department of Defense Information Networks. That's what the NSA says in their advisory here. The activity often includes a range of tactics and techniques to target networks for sensitive intellectual property and economic, political, and military information. That's the thing, guys. Guys get these. The Chinese are making giant leaps in their ability to build things. Their technological advances are paid for, in many cases, by U.S. tax dollars. Taxpayers fund research, and then the Chinese go in, get in to these unsecure, insecure, less secure than they should be networks, and then they steal it, and then they build that technology. So it's obviously that's shortcutting the system. We do all the research, we all do all the design, the development, and they just come in and steal it and build it. There's many advances we see, from stealth technology to ships to all kinds of stuff that are being built in China that are essentially stolen from the United States. These attackers typically use the same process as other sophisticated actors. Attackers use typically the same process as other sophisticated actors. That's a hard word to say this morning. They first identify their targets, gather tactical data, identify vulnerabilities linked to the target, develop or reuse an exploit, and then launch their attack operation. Yeah, that's the normal kill chain. That's the hacker life cycle. That's the attack framework. That's the cybersecurity framework. That's all of them kind of follow that line from left to right. Most vulnerabilities on the NSA list can be exploited to gain initial access to victim networks using products that are directly accessible from the internet and act as gateway into internal networks. Most of these products are used for remote access or external web services and should be prioritized for immediate patching. Yeah, if you got stuff on this list that's not patched, you gotta go get it. So if you're in security, you're in risk management, you're in cyber, take this list to work and figure out what you have patched and what's still vulnerable. List includes recently disclosed flaws like zero login in Microsoft Windows and under other vulnerabilities: Windows Server, Citrix Gateway, Pulse Connect Secure, F5, Big IP Proxy / load balancers, Adobe Cloud Fusion, Oracle WebLogic Server, and other products and services. NSA advises organizations prioritize patching these 25 vulnerabilities and say it's a non-exhaustive list. But these are the most. This is the top of the pile, guys. These vulnerabilities are the top of the pile. This is what you got to make sure. If you're prioritizing your patch management, you got to put these on top of the pile. Make sure you patch these things. So in your show notes, if you don't know, some people don't know, right? I think Dee should put that on a post on Facebook. Below this video in YouTube, there's a little bit of text, and it's got the word more. And if you click that more, it's going to expand. And the block of text down there is the show notes, and down in the show notes is all of these links. All these links are down there. If you're listening to this on a podcast, show notes are there too. You can grab them and check out these articles. Here's the article from the NSA. Here's the write-up. Let's start with the top. So, National Security Agency Cybersecurity Advisory. Chinese state sponsors attackers exploit publicly known vulnerabilities. These are those CVEs that are listed. You'll note, if you can hopefully see my mouse, right here, T1133 and T1190. Those are links to the tactics in the MITRE attack framework. So if you're using the MITRE attack framework, they're linked right there. So it's got the 25 listed here. Lots of stuff on here, guys. See if you got. Grab this link. Take it to work, print it out, put it on your iPad, whatever you got to do. Check it out. See if you've got these devices in your network, your span of control. Figure out where they're at on the kill chain. It's a nice little list, though. Good job. Good job, NSA, putting this together. Nice job. The NSA, your national security agency. We've got to lock these guys out. We've got to keep the Chinese out, man. not only are they getting in, the bad guys are getting in, they're doing all this ransomware and all this bad stuff, because they're bad actors. But they're stealing intellectual property. They're putting the country and obviously those service members that are overseas doing the good thing, they're putting them folks at risk. Don't be part of that. Lock them out. Lock them out the box, Rick. That's the old 1990s rap. Dark side. That's a really small. Make that a little bigger. Dark side about charity. Dark side is the next story. Dark side, ransomware. These guys, come on, dark side. This is a ZDNet article. It's from yesterday, 2:30 Pacific time. Ransomware gang donates part of ransom demands it extorted from victims to charity organizations. Notice the dark side giving money to Children's International and the Water Project. Each organization received 0.88 Bitcoin, so a little bit less than a Bitcoin, about $10,000 last week, according to transactions in the Bitcoin blockchain. Man, when you see that, when you see a Bitcoin is worth over $10,000, you gotta say, man, I wish I would have bought that when they were a couple cents each. Wish I'd have got some Bitcoins back then. I talked to someone I used to work with, and she was going to put like $500 in Bitcoin back then, but ended up buying like a, I don't know, sofa or something instead. Man. Sender was ransomware group going by the name Darkside. They've been active since August 2020. The Darkside group is a classic big game hunter, meaning specifically goes after large corporate networks, encrypts their data, and asks huge ransom demands in the realm of millions of US dollars. They're on the multi-pronged too. They're gonna, if you don't pay the ransom, they don't give you the decryption key, and they put your data on the dark web, put that stuff out for folks to read. As we said in the first press release, we're targeting only large, profitable corporations. The Darkside Group wrote in a page on their dark web portal, published on Monday. These guys, again, I tell you over and over, these guys work like organizations. They've got a PR arm that's trying to, help them in the press, more or less. We think it's fair that some of the money they've paid will go to charity. No matter how bad you think our work is, we're pleased to know that we've helped change someone's life, the group added, and then they put up a proof of the donation, the 2 receipts on the website. Unfortunately, neither of the 2 nonprofits can keep the donations, though it's illegal to receive and use funds received as a result of a crime, so the donations will most likely be seized or returned. So what are you going to return it back to the dark side? Return it back to the ransomware guy? That doesn't make any sense. At least leave it in the charity where it can do some good. I don't know. To me, it's going to be seized and it's going to go to some government, or it's going to be returned to the hackers, the ransomware actors. Seems like we can do more good just to figure out a way to let these charities keep it. But I guess such is the way the law is structured. Doesn't make sense, though. Doesn't make sense to return it, that's for sure. The press release, as the group calls it, I guess that's what it is, comes after a similar one published in August, where the group promised not to encrypt files belonging to hospitals, schools, universities, or nonprofits, and the government sector, which is weird. They're just going straight in it for the money, guys. Only in it for the money. Only in it for the cash. So in 2016, the hacker group going by the name of Phineas Fisher claimed they'd hacked a bank and donated the money to Rojava, autonomous Syrian province, I guess. 2018, the Grand Crab ransomware gang released free decryption keys to the victims located in war-torn Syria. It's funny, this article talks about that. Grand Crab gave those folks in Syria the ability to decrypt their files. They gave them the decryption key, and that's how they could tie the group to the REvil ransomware because of that. Doing it, I mean, $10,000 out of millions. It's kind of a drop in the bucket, but I guess, and the charity doesn't get to keep it anyway. So more of a putting these guys in the press. I don't know that they need to be in the press. The ransomware gangs need to be in the press, I guess, to prove that people are paying the ransom. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about ransomware gangs donating to charity? Seen a lot of criminals in the past have done this. Big in charities. I think like the gangsters of old definitely took care of their neighborhoods. A lot of the Central American cartels took care of the neighborhoods they were around, took care of the people. What do you think about the ransomware gangs with a conscience? What do you think about that? Not going to attack nonprofits, the government, universities, schools, that kind of stuff. Just a big game hunter. Big game hunter. Dark side. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think about ransomware actors that only target big profitable corporations and give some of the money away? Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. You know they're down there. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in the chat that we've got going on if you're on the live stream. If you're on the live stream, we're here every morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Daylight Time. Get your hour back. Get your hour back coming up next month. Fall back pretty soon. You know what you think? Hit that Cyber-Recon logo over there. Mako changed it over. He's got a new logo he's going to put right over there. Right now it's got that little Cyber-Recon, our wings that are right here. He's got that down there. He's going to update that again with a new version of a stylized, the same logo, but a little bit stylized in some work he's doing. Mako's got that going on. Alex, you know that, as you call our insider threat. That's what we got going on today. What do you guys think about that news? Let me know what you think about the news, guys. Today, Steve, we were just talking about this last night. Today is International Nacho Day. Get yourself some nachos today. Nacho Libre. Coming up next month, there's another National Nacho Day. So we'll have to, October, November, two days to celebrate the nachos. They look tasty right there. I don't know if it's breakfast food, but maybe watch those later in the day. Grab you nachos. Taco Bell's got those nachos. They always look good on TV, but if you ever get them, they're definitely not what the TV looks like. So that's your rundown of what's going on today. If you haven't already, check us out on Facebook. The Facebook page is Cyber-Recon Training. All one word, all ran together with no hyphen. They won't let you do that, or you can just search on Cyber-Recon. It'll show up. Join the group. Join the community. It is a group. We're a team here. Take care, folks. Take care, folks. I'm with you, Alex. Even early in the morning, nachos sound good. My lovely bride D makes them really good. Nacho Grande. That's what she calls it. I messed the name up. But big giant thing of nachos. Good. They are really good. So that's what we got going on. Go out there today. Take care of your friends, your family, your coworkers. Take care of your organization. I keep telling you, we're a team here. We're a group of folks taking care of security, taking care of risk, taking care of cyber. Do that. Take care of each other. The Bravos will tell you, go get some. I'm going to tell you, go get some. Take care of each other. And until tomorrow morning at 7:30, military folks. will be here. Nacho Grande. There you go. That's what it is. Till tomorrow morning, go out there, take care of yourself, take care of your organization, take care of each other. We'll see you tomorrow for more cyber news.